some light on you there.
What do you guys think about Ted's new look?
What do you think?
I don't think much of it at all, but that's just my opinion.
It's an emergency. Ted needs to grow it out as soon as
Okay, Chopper, come on. Let's go.
No, he's gonna come with, I think.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay.
We got a rabbit dog.
Hey, buddy.
We got a rabbit dog.
Rabbit dog, blood trailing dog. He can do it all, even with his bow tie on.
Classy. What are your thoughts?
Oh, it's gonna be mayhem out there.
Let's hope so. There's the lake guy. Listen to that rap music.
This loud rap music. Morning.
Ted, did you not get the flannel memo?
No, I missed that this morning.
Yeah, this is going to be a flannel hunt. You can't be a part of it unless you're wearing a flannel, so.
We'll see. Oh, yeah, these old Thunderbolts, yeah. Hey, we got enough ammo. We're good. We'll be shooting at them.
Like hollow point.
Not really. I wish they did.
That's what I used to get when I was serious about squirrel and rabbit hunting. I'd get the hollow points. Yeah.
Me too.
I brought
There
them
you go.
because you
I like those gray hats.
bigger head guys are strapped. Like, you get 15.
Modeling?
Yeah, it was. A little bit.
Did you look good?
Ask him. I don't know. Did he look good?
No, I won't answer that.
Hope you catch some.
Policy enforcers.
Thank you.
Missed the
Here,
opportunity.
come here. Can you tell them what you were going to say? Hope you. What were you going to say?
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold, exactly. Here we go. Public land extravaganza.
Yeah. What do we got?
Small game, big game.
Get a good old wild game dinner. We're gonna go for venison. We're gonna go for a little squirrel action, a little rabbit action. We're basically gonna do a wind bump through the spot, and while we're doing it, Jake and I are gonna small game hunt.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go up to the top of this piece. This is the area that Jake shot that buck last year during the first gun season.
And Greg had all those encounters over
Yeah,
the Milo
just-
field earlier. It's an area that we've seen a lot of decent bucks this year. So.
Yeah, and you just pulled a camera not too long ago. Bunch of good bucks
I was
on
here
there.
the other day, and there's guys lined up on this road, and they drove all this side, but they never went to this side just because the creek's up. So hopefully there's going to be some deer stacked back in there, and squirrels and rabbits.
Yeah, and we're just gonna go out here and have fun because Christmas is coming up. We're all gonna kind of go our separate ways, go visit family and stuff. So we're just gonna go out here and have a ball today. I mean, we still have time, but then we're gonna be going to Alabama, and that's gonna kind of hinder our ability to get out and do any more deer hunting with Greg in this later part of the season. And then possibly another trip in there somewhere. I don't know what the exact details on that are, so I won't spoil that yet. But we'll be in Alabama, at least Jake, Ted, and I. So, you know, so let's do it, boys. Let's get after them.
Zach and Jake are splitting off at this point and work their way to the very north end of this property. Got a north wind, so they're just gonna let their scent drift down through all of that bedding. And Zach is gonna try to shoot some squirrels along the way, or rabbits. Bunch of beaten trails right there. Got a shooting lane down through there. Ted and I are set up basically on a little funnel, kind of a pinch point. There's a bunch of thick cover right here, and it opens up, and we're right on the edge of that transition line. Last year, quite a few of the deer actually came across that open field and then got back into this thick cover here and then worked their way down this other arm. So either way, if they funnel around that pond or if they come across the field and get into this other arm of the creek bottom, we should have a reasonable chance of getting a shot.
Jake's gonna go up to the line there. He's gonna start working back through this way. And there's a hard transition line right here. And that's like the cedar bedding. And then this is the creek bottom bedding. They use the creek bottom bedding a lot more early in the season. Hopefully they're pushed up in there a little bit deeper. Now it's a little bit colder, a little bit windier. I think that they'll be up in those cedars a little bit more, but I'm gonna work this edge. Also looking for squirrels and rabbits now. See this? Looks like rabbit. A rabbit right up there. I'm guessing he's still right up in there. These squirrels, or these rabbits aren't real pressured in here. There's gonna be a rabbit. There's gonna be a rabbit in these parts. That looks like a rabbit, little hole right there. We'll just keep zigging and zagging until I can get one up. It's that sweet, sweet spot. Jeez. I think he just circled back here. There he goes. Stop once, rabbit. He might have stopped one. Call it a loss.
Crack. Maybe Zach's got a squirrel down. Bep. Bep. Wait. That's a phone. Well, this bump has been a little bit slow so far. We just had a fawn come by, but she came by in the right spot, about 30 yards away. So hopefully we get more deer to do that. Ted and I were just talking about how we just heard Jay's fussing right back in that bedding area. And then just a few seconds later, that fawn trotted through. I can see the guys coming through the bedding area now, so that may be it. Just one fawn. Coyote? Coyote. Yep. Okay. Somewhere in there. Coyote just slinked through.
The amount of stands in here is crazy.
Ladder stands, like double ladder stands.
Everywhere. There's 4 more down here though. Yeah.
Pushed a coyote out.
Did we? Right here?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of in between you for a while, and then it staged up there, trying to figure out what to do, and then it squirted out the back, and there's no way I could get a shot.
No, I've never killed one.
Really?
Never in my whole life.
I haven't shot one. I've shot one with my bow. That's it.
I mean, that's a couple with a gun.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so bump one, we saw 2 deer walking in. We had a fawn come trotting by us at 30 yards. Coyote.
Big one snuck out to the private. Next year when we do this, the same thing happened last year. We got to do it in smaller pushes because they start running down the public and eventually they jump into the private. So if we posted you guys up and just did several smaller ones, then it could be a lot more effective.
Well, they did the same thing last year, but they came across and then staged up in this thick cover and then eventually worked their way through the bottom. So, I mean, where we were at, you know, based on what they did last year, I thought would have been in a good spot. And the one deer that came by us was 30 yards away.
Yeah. Was it walking or was it running?
No, it was trotting pretty good. And it was, you guys were getting down towards the end. Like just a minute after it came through, Ted said, there they are.
I always say the size of drives that we're doing, 5 guns on escape routes would kill bucks much more consistently, I think, than one guy.
Yeah. We heard a bunch of jays fussing on the other side of the pond. It's possible they were squirting out over there too.
There's a lot of fresh tracks, running tracks in there where deer were getting out for sure.
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of squirrels on the way back to the vehicle that we saw. So
just getting warmed up.
There's one down there. Just went into a hole. Good looking fox, boy. I might just creep up there and see if he'll come out. We got eyes on one. Went into a hole. I'm gonna make a move up. There's 3 or 4 over there.
I think this is where Ted and I saw that group.
All right, guys, we're gonna start getting serious. It's getting intense. Oh, there you go. I mean, they're just squirting out left and right, guys. Heck, I think if we get low, they ain't even gonna see us. There's like a bunch over there. We'll just stay here, Ted, all right?
Yeah, I'll just stay here and keep an eye out for other ones moving around and such.
I think we get right in their grill. We just pick one off at a time.
Man,
I don't think they're too concerned. They're probably unpressured. I'd like to get just a touch closer. I got 3 of them in the frame. Come on, man. Got one. Man, they're just doing their own thing, aren't they? Here we go, here we go. Come on now. That's why we're gonna get a shot here. Well, we got one down, I do believe. Had about a 35-yard shot. He stood up, presented it perfectly. Got right on his vitals, and I think I watched him drop. We got a number of squirrels around here, so we're gonna just hang loose a little bit. We know where he went down. Just gonna hang loose, see if we can't get another shot off. Let's go check him out.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely hammered him. Good deal.
It's one for the bag. It's fun, dude.
Hey, congrats.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, couldn't have done it without you.
Couldn't have you a better person.
We're getting out of control. Let's go shoot a buck. Alright, one squirrel down. Put a great shot on him. We're gonna keep on moving. Pretty fun deal. That's what's so fun about going out here with Greg with deer tags and us with squirrel and rabbit lights.
Anything being fair game.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's just a total riot. But we're gonna go try to get a buck now. A couple squirrels, rabbits along the way. It's gonna be a good day. There's a field up here that we always use to turkey hunt. And this stuff's just super thick. And I thought maybe if you guys come in from the south and get set up on the CRP field, we could bring it down to you guys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Keep eyes on him, Jake. Keep eyes on him. Went back to the left. Dude. I mean, that was surreal. He stood up right there and I panicked. I didn't even pull the camera up. I was in such awe. That thing's a toad.
He just ran out that way last I saw to the left, right?
His right leg is broken, isn't it?
Yeah. He's wounded.
Big.
Yeah. Dude, he jumped up right there.
I know, I watched him stand up right there. And you were just sitting there with the camera and I was watching the deer and then I realized that was a big buck. It was like, oh my gosh.
I mean, I got on him when he ran through there. Last I saw, he kind of cut back to the left, though.
Okay.
And he ran right out there. Oh, Jake, there he is, going back to the left, back to the left. We just jumped a tank right out of the spot that I'm standing at. And he just took off down along this water, kind of towards the bedding area we were headed to. And then we saw him cut back up towards the road. Luckily it's public on either side, but he's hurt bad enough that I think we can shoot this buck. I really do. He doesn't look real healthy. I mean, he probably needs to be shot. That was wild. I mean, he jumped up right beside me so close that it freaked me out. I panicked and just like froze for a sec. Kind of shook up. But he's a big buck. Gonna probably try to make some sort of play on this thing. Alright, we came right off
basically right at the beginning of this bump, right off the road. And I jumped at point blank a real nice buck, and he's wounded, but we don't think he went far.
So what do you suppose? Hit by a
Hit by a
vehicle?
car.
I mean, he's 50 yards off the road right here.
And I
It's an
guess-
unfortunate situation, though.
Right.
Like, as far as
Oh,
that
yeah.
goes, like,
I don't
assuming
think
he got
he
hit by a
will.
car, who knows what kind of internal injuries
Yeah.
he may have.
And there's
and
no blood in the bed, so I'd
Yeah.
imagine that's what makes me think that
it's
it's
probably not from a gunshot.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we can do something about it.
Yeah, I think we got a really good chance at making it work. I really do. We're gonna basically do the same thing that we were doing earlier, just get on the other side of that deer. Greg and Ted are gonna go get to kind of a little funnel again, place where they can shoot, and we're just gonna let our scent blow down through there.
That could very well be him. Well, Ted and I are set up on the end of this cornfield, basically where this cover that we are hoping that buck went into next down. There's river, narrow band of cover, maybe 50 yards wide, and then we got the cornfield right here. So Zach is zigzagging his way through that thick cover, and Jake is working his way through the standing corn. Well, that buck's not quite as small as what Ted and I originally thought it was. Got a little bit better look at him there, and you know, he's got some beam length, he's got a little more width than anything. But as we're sitting here, we can see Jake directly behind that deer, because Jake is just working his way through this corn, pushing it out. We're assuming that bigger one is somewhere in here, and there's a good chance with this setup that we could get him to come by and get a shot at him. Oop, right there, big one. Got corn as antlers.
There's a nice decent buck right between us. I don't think he probably wants to shoot it, but I haven't gone real fast because of it. It's like straight between us, so he can't shoot at it. But if it was just right there, that could have been it. That's what it looks like. I thought for sure it was going to be him.
Well, I get
Going, I guess.
Good buck just came busting out of the corn there. And my original thought was it was that big buck. Got the binoculars on him. I could just see a big frame, but I think that was because he had corn stuck in his antlers. He was moving pretty quick, covered a lot of ground.
Did you guys ever see the one that was between us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was the buck that eventually ran out of the
I
corn.
think it was. It
Okay.
looked similar to me. The one that I saw definitely wasn't him, though. It was
Okay.
a lot smaller.
Yeah, he had
I
corn
thought
in
it
his
wasn't.
antlers. Well, at first, yeah, of course, that's always your first instinct. I see a deer come running. I was like, there he is. And I pulled my binos up, and I could see corn in his rack, and I got thinking, well, maybe it's him. You know, he's got to have some kind of substantial rack that's
He got up
big enough
from-
to hold corn.
Probably me to Zach away.
Yeah,
And I thought for sure it was him just because he let me get so
holding
close.
that tight.
It's hard telling where he is. I mean,
His
Yeah,
tracks were in the corn.
For sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because we cut a big set of tracks, and they were splayed, they
Yeah.
were fresh,
Where was that?
halfway down.
Yeah, because I lost him about halfway down.
I bet he cut
And
over.
there was a track out on the field, and I could never find it back. So
Yeah. He could have very well cut across and then
it could be something
went.
I'm gonna revisit tomorrow, looking for his track, because who knows how much he's really gonna move tonight, you know?
yeah. Row of trees is thick. Like I got down and glassed under, just thinking you never know when you look and see antlers and eyes just above a log or something like
I
that.
was waiting for it, walking down the corn to see it
Yeah.
laying there.
it's tough. It's a tough call because, like, you know, my initial instinct, like right off the bat, like I wanted to go now. I wanted to pull you guys as soon as I saw him because it's like we could run up there, but at the same time, I don't know what's the right decision. we felt like we had to try to get that buck. I mean, wounded like that.
Yeah.
I think that we as a group, you know, instantly it was just like, and we're assuming the buck just got hit by a car. Like he's right off the road. There's a 2-lane highway right there. Looking at those tracks is what kept us on the deer.
I tracked him all the way through the cornfield, and then it looked like he kind of shot out. And
Yeah, based on what we saw,
you guys filmed the other tracks where
it looked a lot like that deer's tracks. Yep.
Hopefully the deer makes it. I mean, that would be the ideal situation, but it's hard to tell. And I guess we'll probably never know unless we see him
coming
again.
back here. Yeah, see him
Drop
again
in the
somehow.
comments if you think he's going to make it or not. I mean, you guys pretty much saw what he looked like as much as we did.
Had the situation been a little bit different, had we been able to get maybe even into the place that we tried to with the road being bad, it's like probably could have had a little bit better strategy, but you know, we were.
That's what I was talking with Tez. Like that's what's fun about public land.
Yeah.
It's like you just never know where the course of the day is going to take you. Like
You
you
might
know,
just step off the road and a huge one jumps up, and then you're off to doing something else other than what you planned. But
I think that is, that is exactly the fun of it. It's like you just never know. It's always just flying by the seat of your pants, and it's like you never know when hunting pressure is going to come in, changing stuff. I mean, it's crazy. Well, things are looking up. We got tomorrow yet, so we're gonna get fired up. We're gonna get home, get a little bit of rest, capture some footage, drink some coffee in the morning, get all types of riled up. Yeah, heck yeah, man. Thanks for watching, guys. Like we said, drop some comments below, see what you think is gonna happen with that buck, because we really want to know your opinion, and we'll be back after tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
All right, we're going into the squirrel hole here. Jake's got his Walmart bow. I've got the 22. This place is gonna be crawling with squirrels. There's no pressure in here. There's like about 10 nests that I can see from the road, so I'd say we got pretty good odds. We're gonna just sneak through here, see if we can get a few shots off. Just really moving fast. Oh, the one on the right, are you ready? That'll work. When you come into a spot like this too and you're seeing nests, there's a whole bunch of nests up in the trees. That's obviously a good sign that there's squirrels in here. All these locust pods are in here. We know they're probably feeding on those. You see hickory nuts and you see where the squirrels have been chewing on them. Got one squirrel down at this point. We were watching a Tim Wells video last night and he was talking about how sometimes the older males castrate the younger ones, and this poor guy, it's not looking good for him. This is going to be the end of this day. Greg's going to take off.
this is about the third time we've tried to close this video, I think. Just to keep getting into stuff.
Yeah.
That's
isn't
fun though.
bad, yeah.
That just reminds me of squirrel hunting growing up.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's
It's
good
a
times.
It's actually definitely still one of my favorite things to do. We've actually been getting some questions too about how to find squirrels and stuff like that, and we want people to get out there and enjoy it any way possible. It's not just about deer hunting, it's just about hunting in general. And if we shoot anything else, we get some cool flashy montage. And thanks for watching.
Merry Christmas, by the way.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.